Hey, this is Jamey from Stonemaier Games, and today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in the deck building push your luck game, Living Forest. Here's some photos from our recent play. We played a 4-player game, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I lost miserably too, so there's that. So basically this is a game where you are building a deck and then playing simultaneously with other cards. You're kind of revealing cards from your deck one by one in a row like this to gain more and more benefits. But while you're doing so, you are pushing your luck. There's an icon that you were hoping not to see. And if you see a certain number of that icon, I believe it was, 3. If you see 3 of that icon, this icon right here, then you bust. And instead of taking 2 actions on your turn, you only get to take 1. So this is very much the Quacks of Quedlinburg style of push your luck, where if you do push your luck and you do well, you have a bunch of resources to use, and you get 2 actions. If not, you only get to do 1 thing. It's not that bad to bust, but you definitely don't want to bust if you can prevent it. I really like that mechanism itself. I like push your luck in general, and I think that's a cool way to do it and a nice way to mitigate feeling bad when you do bust. And there are some ways to even mitigate the busting itself. There are some tokens that you can play over on top of these icons to negate them. You actually remove the entire card. You kind of cancel the card itself. There are some cards you can gain that just outright negate the previous icon or the next icon that comes up that would make you bust. So I really like that as well. And to go along with this, one of the things that's really cool is that when you gain new cards for your deck in Living Forest, you place them on top of your deck. So you don't place them in your discard pile. You take that card, you gain it, and you place it on top of your deck. That feels really good because you know exactly what you're going to get on your next card draw. It'll be on your next turn. It won't be on your current turn. But generally, most of the cards you acquire will not have the bad icon. And so you know right away, at least I'm getting 1 card right off the bat. That is not a bad thing. Also, one other thing I want to mention about this game is that it progresses really quickly. Some games take a little while to ramp up and for you to feel a sense of progression, but because you're putting that card on top of the deck, because you're gaining tiles that immediately give you more resources for the next round, things like that, you are feeling powerful right away. It doesn't take long for you to feel that sense of progression. In fact, it really only takes a single turn and you already feel like your engine is more powerful than at the beginning of the game. I really like that. I really like that how quickly I felt powerful in Living Forest. There's lots of other stuff going on too. There's this neat kind of rondelle track here. Way back over here, you can see the tiles that you can purchase. And there's a neat pusher. There's a way you can win. Actually, I'll just mention this real quick. One of the ways you can win, I would say maybe the least likely way you can win, but I've only played once, so I don't really know, is to have 12 of this icon, not the negative version of it, but the positive version of it, show up in your card row. So all the cards that you're revealing. And so during the game, like you're doing things like collecting tiles, hoping to get 12 tiles. You're collecting fire tokens you're kind of putting out fires, trying to get 12 fire tokens. There are things like that you're doing. And you can see how people are doing with those. You can see, okay, this player is only maybe a turn away from winning. But this is a lot more opaque. You can't really see how a player is doing with these little lotus petals here. And so I really like that it's kind of this, if you pursue it throughout the game, that there's this way to maybe surprise players a little bit and even surprise yourself, a way to come back. It's a rubber banding up a comeback mechanism. If you feel like you've fallen behind in some of the ways that are a little more limited to win the game, here's one way that you can come through at the last minute to win and perhaps surprise players a little bit, but they can see the cards that you've been buying throughout the game. They know that this is maybe a strategy that you're considering. So yeah, Living Forest, there's even more to talk about, but I enjoy playing it on the tabletop. I look forward to playing it on Board Game Arena, and I'd love to hear about your favorite mechanisms in the comments below. Thanks.